now. All right, that's better. Okay, so so let's just recap just for a second. So you were all sent to Harlow Hall to investigate what had happened with Alfred Harlow, a former member of your august, slightly dodgy spy unit that works for John Dee. Mr. Garland, John Dee's right-hand angelic spirit, gathered you together in a village just outside of Harlow Hall. You met some locals who added a bit of colour to your lives. You then went to Harlow Hall, which apparently has fallen under the powers of the infernal, because you did meet many an infernal thing in there. As I recall, and in no particular order, you met a mouth under a rug that you stabbed. Actually, I think you cut the tongue out. I have this.
Yeah, I lopped the tongue off.
That is correct, yes.
That's it, yeah. You cut the
Surgical
tongue out.
precision.
Surgical precision. You then entered the feasting space, where you did discover that there was an odd coppery flavour to the wine, which none of you drank, but I think you smelt. And there was a lot of pork on the table, which none of you chose to eat. I don't recall anyone eating the pork. I remember there was quite a conversation.
No, we all looked at that and went, nah.
You took a hint on the pork, which is a shame because it probably was.
And there were also covered platters in the centre that had mandrake roots in them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then you went into the chapel because you decided not to go in the kitchen, because I gave you the option of going in the kitchen and you all said, yeah, no, we're not going in the kitchen. That sounds like a bad plan. So you went to explore the rest of the building. You found the chapel, which had been desecrated, assumably by evil spirits, but it wasn't clear. You then realised you would need a mop and bucket, so you did go to the kitchen to get said mop and bucket to clean the chapel. While getting mop and bucket, you discovered a number of bodies in the kitchen. I actually don't think you found the fourth one, which was in the tub of water. I don't know if you ever went there, but anyway. And then some of you decided you smelt delicious, as in you personally smelt delicious, and one of you lost a finger in the process.
All for a broom.
All for a broom. And, hey, that broom later on was to prove very useful.
Absolutely.
And just to recap, after you had chopped off your own finger, and then one of you had used their angelic gift to make you smell horrible, so you didn't smell tasty anymore. There was a bit of a tussle, and you were pushed out of the room, as I recall. You then cleaned up the chapel, tick. But then you went into the drawing room, which was piled with detritus in the middle of it, and a pair of shoes, which happened to be attached to a servant who had been killed and was currently being eaten by a small blue demonic baby, who you then proceeded to beat. I believe the baby was initially hurled across the room with the swing of said broom when it leapt at you.
Or mop,
mop, yes. And then it scrabbled to attack you. You fought it gallantly. One of you took a wound because...
Yeah, so I have the exact order of events if you'd like.
Sure, fire away.
Let's.
So, first thing that happened, the baby was revealed. It lunged at Dunstan, and he smacked it with his mop out of the way. After that, it sprinted towards us on all fours, horrifyingly. Yes. Gabriel smacked it with his hammer.
Yes.
Then I attempted to stab it with my scissors, but was instead scratched on the face by it. Then Desmond slashed it with his sickle. Dunstan pinned it down with the mop. Thomasine sawed off the head of the creature. It continued moving for a few moments after it had been killed, and then Dr. Mead kicked the severed head away. And then there was a chest bump moment.
Oh yes, we shouldn't forget the chest bump.
Yeah.
We shouldn't forget the chest bump.
Yeah.
And it's a goal! And they've got it!
Yeah.
And that is where we almost finished it. And the last thing, if I recall, was a weird growling, growling sort of noise coming from upstairs. And you now find yourselves going up the stairs. Is that correct? I think that's where we're at.
I believe so.
Yes. And yes, it would be helpful, if only so I can remember your names, because there's no other way I'm going to, if you were to change your names in Zoom. When you put your mouse, for those who don't know, you'll get the 3 ellipses. If you hover them over your picture, and you can just click on the rename and you can type in your name. For those of you who don't know. Dunstan obviously knows, because Dunstan's already done it.
Dunstan's done it. He's
Dunstan's
done it now.
done it. Dunstan and Thomasina Bladwell. All right. So, who is in front going up the stairs? Who's first?
I guess I'll head up first.
All
I feel
right.
the mop ought to
Intrepidly
lead.
holding my mop.
Yeah.
I shall back you up with my hammer.
Right. Okay, Dunstan, you are the first up the stairs. The stairs go up and then they turn. It's one of those little tight kind of, wooden stairwells, turns 90 degrees on the corner, and then you go up a little bit more. You come into an open kind of corridor. Okay. There are doorways. There is a doorway to your left. There is a doorway in front of you, but sort of offset, so further down the wall. And there are a couple of doorways to your right. Can I get a roll from you, Dunstan? I think that's what we want. Let me just have a look. Dunstan. For there may be a noise that you may hear. Intellectual, please.
Sure.
No, because you roll a 1. All right, just remember, everyone, 1 to 2 is fail, everything else is success. Now, you could... so, Dunstan, you come out. You hear nothing. There are many doors to choose from. In which direction do you head, Dunstan?
I'll take up position beside the door on the left.
Okay.
And I meaningfully at it.
Okay. When you glance at the
others.
door more carefully, you notice scratches at the bottom end of the door, like at the lower half of the door, like something's been scratching at the outside of the door.
What sort of height? People height, cat height?
Oh, more like, blue baby height.
That's an approximation.
That's an approximation. So
Fair
cat
enough, I can reach
height,
the
maybe
doorknob.
slightly tall cat. Like something's been scratching at the door from your side. My apologies.
I'll more meaningfully glance at the door.
All right.
Trying to signal to one of the others to.
You want to come and check this out?
Yeah.
If something not leaps out, I'll hit it with a mop.
Okay, this seems wise. Gabrielle, you were next. You come up the stairs. Dunstan stands by the door, watching it meaningfully, glancing at it repeatedly. You have a hammer.
All right. I've got my hammer. I'm also going to look meaningfully at the door.
There's a lot of meaningful glancing going on at the door.
Are they looking at each other now, nodding? Now that
Yeah.
they're getting that whole
Yes,
group dynamic
yes.
going?
Could I get an intellectual roll from you, Gabrielle?
Excellent, you can. Oh, actually, no, is that the right one? Sorry.
I don't know.
Is there
Okay.
anything I can add to this? I doubt it.
Are you particularly perceptive?
I'm good at hunting.
I don't think hunting's really relevant. No.
No, I think that's the closest thing I have, and I
All
I
right.
agree. It's actually that.
Okay, then no.
Unless we're hunting babies, we could probably make a case for that.
You could.
I rolled a success. So
Wow.
yay.
You can hear a faint sobbing sound coming from the other side of the door.
Okay, I shall whisper that to Dunstan at least.
All right. The rest of you come up the stairs. The 2 physical people, well, Dunstan with his mop, Gabrielle with the hammer, muttering to each other.
Uh-huh. What's with the door?
There's something behind it.
There's always something behind a
We
door.
know not what.
Oh,
It is a
you have
something that is sobbing.
Oh, sobbing.
you have the broom. Push it open and stand back.
Okay.
Very
Yep,
good,
I'll-
my
I'll do
lady.
that. I'll turn the handle and shove the door open.
Okay, can I get a physical roll from you, please? Because it seems the door has been barricaded in some fashion.
Okay, I'm not pushing hard enough, obviously.
Again.
No. All right. I'm just
Dunstan,
going to knock
you
on the
fail.
door and call out who is within.
Okay. Stay away from me! Stay away from me! And it's like, and then there's rapid fire prayers to, God and the Holy Spirit. Like, there's full on Catholicism going on behind that door. I'm not gonna lie. We've fallen back
Birds!
to
Oh, sorry.
papist. We've fallen back to papist, papist.
Yeah, I'm cool with that because the papist does get
Yeah.
a ritual. Then I shall reply, "Are you human?" So very much doubt and infernal beings praying.
Okay.
together.
Well, I mean, it could be just chanting in Latin, am I human? Am I human? Yes, I'm human. Be gone, foul demon. Be gone.
We
woman's
are
voice,
no
as Wayne would
demons. We
say.
are people.
Are you here to rescue me?
Yes.
Okay. Can I get a, I don't know. What does it sound like? Are you trying to convince? Is there anyone who's convincing in the room? Is there anyone who's got a specific level of convincing?
I have a debate specialty.
I don't think we're into debate.
Okay.
I have
She's fair spoken.
diplomacy.
No, that's the other game.
Hold on.
Diplomacy.
Thomason's got diplomacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, we'll do it your way.
All right. I think thou shalt need a intellectual roll, but you can upgrade it by 1. So 1 dice value from whatever it currently is to the next dice value, because thou art indeed skilled in the ways of words. They are indeed fair spoken.
Yay.
Oh,
6.
and look at that. And the dulcet tones of a proper woman, a woman of noble birth even, have drawn out the evil. And the woman, you hear stuff being moved from behind the door, and then the door slightly opens, and you can see a person holding like a, sort of crucifix on a stick, and it's got a pointy bit at the end of it. She's like pointing it out at you, looking out the door. It's like, do you serve God and his angelic host, or do you serve the infernal one?
I am a doctor.
Oh my God, he treats with the bodies of the dead. You are infernal, sister. I may or may not have actually been convicted of that crime.
Yes, we serve Church and the Queen, my lady. Would you like to come with us to the chapel?
Okay, now, so as she sort of pulls the door ajar. It's a woman. She's dressed in actually very nice clothes, although they seem to be somewhat rumpled and dirty. She's obviously been barricaded in here for a day or two. But they're quite highborn.
Weird.
Like, so she's not wearing servant clothing. She's wearing, like, noble clothing.
Are you the lady of the house?
I am! So you all recall that Alfred Harlow had married, what was her name? Oh, Lady Delilah Stamp.
Yes.
This may be said lady.
Mhm.
I am indeed Lady Delilah.
And where is your husband?
He is in great chamber, which is there. Yeah. Okay. She points down the corridor and sort of gestures in the opposite direction. So there's a couple of doors right down the other end. She goes, "He's in the bedroom."
And is he responsible for this madness?
He sold his soul to Satan. She says with a very clear statement.
Hmm.
Cool.
Mhm.
All the
that clears
hallmarks are
things
here.
up.
It's true.
Interesting.
Well then.
We must all flee. He serves Satan. We need a righteous priest.
Mm. We're going to get one of those these days.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I will stride down the hall, sword in
Right.
hand,
Okay.
hand wrapped, bloodied.
Can I so as you stride down the hall towards this door,
Mm.
you can see that like as you sort of look around across the roof, there are all these 5-pointed stars sort of drawn in the roof, and Enochian letters kind of suspended amongst them.
That's a bit odd.
At least he's putting his education to good work.
All right, so you're striding ahead. Who else is following the doctor? As the doctor, like, it's everyone standing at one end of the room, and the doctor's like, "Come on, lads!" and striding off, and everyone's like,
I've got my scissors.
All
and I
right,
will be a good few paces back.
very wise, very wise.
Yeah.
All
Just
right.
don't run with those, okay?
Get hurt yourself. So you've got Scissor Girl walking behind you a couple of steps. What about the rest of you?
I'll tell the lady of the house that the way is being cleared downstairs and she should flee to the village.
Oh my god, she runs out immediately. You see her carrying the giant crucifix over her head. And she runs down
Yeah,
the
that'll go
stairwell.
down well.
You didn't warn her about the corpse of the baby and things. But anyway.
Oh,
And she'll find out.
You also have no
Don't wanna
proof that you
spoil
can
it for her.
open the doors and get out. Because you never tried. The door closed and you never went
That's
back
true.
and checked whether it
She
was...
might be locked in. She might end up trapped in the eating yourself room. Who knows?
Nah,
Oh, she could entertain herself.
oh well, she can go to the chapel now at least.
That's true.
I
You did
wonder
point
if
her at the
she'll
chapel.
remarry.
All right, so you've come down the corridor. Doctor, could I get you to make an unraveling roll for me, please?
An unraveling roll.
Yes.
What's that when it's at home?
It's scroll down your character sheet. You'll have a unraveling die right at the bottom.
Oh,
of your
there it
character
is.
sheet. Is
I
it
see it.
Is it a D8 at the moment?
It is a D8.
Oh, you haven't lost any raveling. Please.
Not yet. Give me
make
some
a roll.
time.
Just make that roll.
Yes!
And today's that day, my friends. Today is that day. So first of all, your ravel can go down to a D6
No.
as you have become unraveled. And then, in other good news, you catch a glimpse of something in the stars.
A glimpse of something.
Yes, you see the future. You are given a moment of
Ooh.
understanding, of crystalline clarity. Exactly.
I understand. Yes. Yes, that should be happening that way.
Yes. You see yourself suspended over a giant gaping hole in space and time, and you see yourself plunge your blade into it and watch it bleed. It feels somehow very satisfying.
It's better than me being over a pit of flame. But anyway,
Exactly.
all right,
Exactly.
excellent.
All right. As you approach the space around the corner, as you approach, so you approach the high hall. Sorry, what's it called? The high great chamber. That's the term I'm looking for. You smell just the worst smells, right? Sweat, shit, rot. You come around the corner because you're the first one. The door is actually open. It is dark and humid in here, and there is a feeling of evil just in the room. So as you come, so you sort of step around the corner, it's dark, and then your eyes can make out that the whole room is this undulating kind of shape. Like, like it's not like floor, right? Like it's like sort of little mounded and shaped, and it's not furniture. And when you get closer to it, you realize it's just a giant body, a giant fat, fleshy body just covering the entire floor, like a spooled out kind of boneless person who is immense in size. And the shapes and the lumps you can see are just roiling mounts of fat and flesh kind of moving around and jiggling.
So it's actually moving. Jolly good. Where's everybody else? Are they right behind me? Are we doing this whole look around the wall thing?
Yeah, it's like
All I can say is the person. I've just got this now mental image of Dunstan kind of looking with his broom. Sorry,
mop's just slightly dripping on him on his head.
Yeah, so you're all like 5 heads, you know, lined up on the all of you. You should go first. All right, so you see that, and you see it roiling and moving, and in the darkness, in the fetid, sweaty, smelly darkness, you hear this almighty burp and a kind of, you know, the meaning of life kind of scene.
Mr. Creosote.
Mr. Creosote, exactly. This is God, I feel so fat.
Right.
Come, little one.
Something about this is making me nostalgic for London, and I can't put my finger on it.
Yes, child. Lick around my lips. Was that too far?
Like, what do you do with this?
Does anyone have a way to start a fire? Like,
well, I was just wondering if this is fine, exactly.
But you've seen an image. You've seen an image, Doctor. You know what has to be done.
Yes, maybe. There should be some oil in the kitchen.
Who wants to go back to the kitchen?
Okay.
There are candles. There is probably some sort of cooking fat, possibly not oil, but cooking fat in the kitchen.
Tallow and things.
Yeah, but
I do have a tallow candle, but it's only a candle's worth. It's probably not going to burn very much.
No. Just doesn't feel like that's going to be enough, no.
All right. So fire really is out. All right. Well, the good doctor edges around the corner, sword out, walking steadily.
Are you stepping in?
Yeah. the creaking of floorboards.
Just don't take this the wrong way, but I think this is beyond even my power to clean.
So you put the mop away.
I'm
It's like,
happy to relinquish the mop
this isn't going to be
to someone more
enough.
capable.
This isn't going to do it for me.
Alrighty, let's have a. Well, I'm going to try and have a bit of an anatomy roll to work out. Well, is there
Where should I
anything-
stab it?
Where should I stab it? Basically. Oh dear. Actually, anatomy is intellect, isn't it?
Anatomy is intellect, yes.
My weakest suit.
Yes.
I didn't say I was a good doctor.
You did
In
not.
every
That is
possible
true.
sense.
You never made that claim.
That. No, I reckon I should just go for the head.
But that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, actually, I know that I had that vision, and it did actually imply that I should just thrust the sword straight into the middle.
that's right. Okay, so you
He's reading a
step-
book.
I am reading a book. However, did you guess? So you step into the fleshy postulants, and what you realize is the whole body is like teeming with vermin. Like there's these giant maggots kind of wriggling up through rotting flesh and kind
Lovely.
of squealing around, and there's like rats, these giant fat rats moving around, and this is what you've encountered, by the way, these giant fat rats. So a couple of these fat, sort of bloated, corrupted rats kind of crawl their way over the flesh and look at you with their kind of little
Wow.
black, beady, glowing red eyes.
I will back away at this point.
Turn away from the rats. And they like chitter at you meaningfully, and you realize that their chittering is like a song, like they're making sounds that begin to make sense to you. Can everyone roll an unraveling roll for me, please?
Oh, no.
Unless one of you wants to put out your ears so you can hear none of this infernal chatter, which I do give you as an option. I mean, if someone wants to puncture both ears with a sword, I'm over it.
No, I've already lost a finger.
Okay. It appears none of you fall. Is that right?
Hang on, I haven't.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Can't work. There we
Come
go.
on, hit the unraveling button.
Come
on.
There's always
Ah!
one.
None of you are affected by the chittering rats
No, we're taking these.
who
down.
chitter at you meaningfully.
Taking them down.
It's like rats. We are not afraid of such things, you say. Okay.
No.
Are the rest of you trying to find some sort of location, some sort of center of this
I'm
thing?
just like, these rats are disgusting. I'm going to start smashing rats with hammers.
Oh, okay. So you're attacking the rats.
Hammer. Yeah.
All right. Could I get a physical roll, please, with the bonus that you have a hammer?
Alrighty. So that's what's that?
sounds
A
like fun.
D8. So I got up to a D10.
Oh, that's right. You took what did you take as tradecraft? V. What was V stand for again? Because you haven't
Not-
used a tradecraft yet, have you?
Yes. No, we didn't. We took, what was it?
Vigilance.
Vigilance.
Yeah.
Ah, you can call upon an inspiration. Okay.
Yeah.
You may wish to think about that. Okay, did you make the roll? Oh my god.
I
yes, you did.
sure did. I rolled a
Okay,
9.
you smash these rats with your hammer. Their flesh explodes away from the hammer like little, rotting corpse should. Like bloated, kind of gas-filled bodies
Oh, that
do.
sounds really satisfying.
So
to
they
smash.
make a sort of noise, and then they splatter everywhere, including on you, of course.
Yeah.
But you've smashed these.
If you
three-
trap them head on, they actually make a popping sound.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
gas
yeah.
gets
Yeah.
trapped
It's
inside
gonna
them.
be like, the giant bubble rat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Giant bubble wrap.
All right, so you see
Bubble
Gabrielle covered in the flesh of these rotting rats, just gleefully smashing them into the flesh. Who else wants to make an attempt to find their way through this roiling mass of flesh and
Disgusting.
blubber?
I'll try to clear a path through with my mop.
Okay,
Yes.
so you take up the
Nice.
mop again, Dunstan, and you stride forward. Can
Just
I
kind of
get-
pushing everything in front of you further away.
that will be a. I think it's going to actually be a supernatural roll, which is funny because I've just looked at what Dunstan's supernatural is. But you know, so go.
I will give it a go.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Try and push the slurry to the side. Don't
Don't.
bunch it.
Oh, whoops. No, that's not good. Where is
This,
it?
this would be much easier if we keep his insides on. Well, his insides.
That is correct. It would be much easier. Okay, you're sort of forging your way through, and oh yeah, no, that's cool. Okay, all right. So
It's always
Alright.
great when the GM says, "Oh, that's cool.
yeah,
I'm going to inflict this
So-
on them."
so you sort of scrap. So Dunstan is now sweeping away in front of you, and then sort of you're kind of halfway. I don't know. You're sort of now surrounded by this fleshy mass, right? You're all standing on top of
So
it.
if we could keep the infernal writing to a minimum.
Yeah, it's just suddenly around all of you, all of these fat maggots that you saw earlier sort of kind of rise up out of the flesh and kind of rub against you and
All right.
you know kind
Let's
of
get-
vomit their vomity bits on you. Can I get a physical check from everyone, please?
Yep.
Uh-huh. Sure.
No, why did I put 3?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Roll
Yeah,
has to
Rob,
roll
you have
again.
to clear all of your previous rolls.
Yeah, I know. It's just
It
yeah.
just put
it's-
3 dice.
the problem
on.
is it just
Right.
put 3 of them in there, so I actually have
yeah.
to get rid of. Well, let's roll
Cool.
1. 8. That's pretty good on a D8.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Gabrielle,
Yeah.
you feel this kind of sickening wave of revulsion capture you. You are now sickened. Please note that you've effectively taken a hit.
Okay.
By the way, I will remind you all, you all have a fortune point, which you can use to kind of re-roll a dice. And you have tradecraft vigilance, which you can use to get an insight at any point. Just saying. An insight.
Okay.
All right. So Dunstan is
And
maybe...
each of us have a. So each of us also have a favor if we haven't used it already. Is that right?
Yeah, so
Yep.
a fortune.
A fortune. Okay.
Oh, and no.
And
So
the
some of
favour.
you only so someone used. So
I
hold
think
on.
it was
Thomasina
Thomasina.
used the smell.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, Thomasin's the only one who's used theirs yet.
Yeah. And you have an
That's cool.
additional fortune point to share between all of you. That's right.
Yeah.
Because you got one for cleaning up the other place,
Chapel.
the chapel.
Yeah.
All right. So who will next lead the group into the moraine?
All right. I reckon it's time for some insight, but is it going to be like an intellectual thing?
No, it's going to be supernatural.
Oh, good. All right. Well, I'm going to try and use some insight then.
Okay. So you're burning the insight.
If it's less. Has
All
anybody
right,
got
so
better
the
than
way it
2
works is when you
supernatural?
want to draw down in the tradecraft, everyone has to kind of agree, yep, we're comfortable to that to be the case. Because it's a shared asset, right? So is everyone comfortable for
Yeah.
Gabrielle to seek
Yeah.
insight?
Has
Yep.
anybody got
Yeah.
supernatural better than 2?
Better than 2.
Go for
Anybody
it.
taking 3
Do it.
points of
Yeah.
supernatural? All right.
Go ahead.
Cool. As you burn. D6,
Just to
please.
ask, what other do you have any? No, that's all right. Actually, that's all right. Yep.
Roll in. 5. Yes. Success.
All right. And you burn your tradecraft. Okay, so you kind of crawl across all this body and you find yourself at the, let's see. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Okay, you're at the top of, you're basically on the upper half of the chest of this person, right?
Yep.
So you now can see this kind of great giant head sort of lolling there. Let's pretend one of you's met Harlow before. So you see Harlow is there, and where his heart should be, there's just this great gaping open wound, which seems to fall into blackness. And he looks at you, like this face looks at you, and this, you know, kind of similar to the tongue downstairs, like that kind of lolling tongue sticking out of this giant fat wet mouth, kind of looks at you and you are servants of Dee.
Who did you sell your God-given soul to, man? If I can call you that.
I am. They offered me so much. It was on my first mission. We were there. It was but a little demon, but it offered wealth and power and so much to love.
Which demon? Who could so cheaply buy your soul?
No. Do you think I am actually Harlow, you fool? I am the demon. He gave his soul willingly and cheaply.
I see.
Oh, I want a wife and children. I gave him both.
Was the little blue baby your child?
Our child. That's right, my wife. She had many children, and now you'll find them scattered through all the lands, festering, feasting, thriving.
Oh.
Except for the one downstairs, which was a bit of a home goal, if you don't mind me saying.
Oh, yes, you killed one of them. Do you have the courage to kill the rest? I don't think so.
I think we do.
Oh, that's right. Little thieves, little crimes. A little bit of corpse stealing. A little bit of operating. Tell me, what would you care for? I could offer you more than Harlow asked for.
I'm just rather having the desire to stab this demon in the eye. Can we see
I
his
know.
face?
Like, can we get to the stabbing part now?
But I'm having great fun with the voice, people. Come on. There's not an easy voice to hold when you've got a cold.
I am enjoying that you're getting to use your voices.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
it's been good.
Thank you.
It's good
Very
fun.
good. Very good.
Yeah,
Gosh,
it's one of my
Emma.
better voices.
You know,
You can
demon monologuing.
You can stab the demon at any point you so desire. You
Gargle
can,
mophead
Have
fiend.
my headphones.
that's right. Do you jam the mop in his eye, Dunstan? Even as Thomasin leaps across the open body to stab it with their knife. Do you have a knife? I can't remember. A dagger?
I have a
perhaps?
dagger, yeah.
A dagger, sir. I have a dagger. All right. Well, by all means, those of you who wish to swing at the demon,
right.
even as it offers you, it's offering you a deal here, right? Like, I mean, There's, money on the table. There's the possibility of future power.
And there's also the possibility of turning into a flesh carpet.
Yes, kind of like
Look what happened to the last guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But he had a good couple of years before then. I mean, he got to be rich and powerful and wealthy, and then he became a flesh carpet. Come on, people.
I
work
also
with
just
me
like
here.
to clarify, I was arrested for explicitly for spreading the Bible. Like,
Oh, you were one of those, the
Mm,
Bible should be in English people, weren't you?
yeah.
this really just doesn't fit in with my desire for shiny things. I mean,
Oh, okay. He can give you shiny
Oh
things.
my-
He's willing to offer
Yeah.
you gems.
yeah,
and
but the
other-
trade-off of the shiny things.
Sure.
is-
All right. I think.
Can we just roll him up and put him in
so
the attic
even
or
as
something?
he offers you these great gifts and this great wealth, your revulsion overwhelms you, and then Dunstan and Thomason leap upon
Yeah, and
the
I'm
head.
in there. I've got to fulfill a prophecy.
Yeah.
There are the
Okay.
stars.
All right. Thomason initiates combat. Thomason, go for it.
Yes. Physical roll.
Physical roll. Dun, dun, dun,
Hey,
dun.
stabbed.
Okay, with your dagger, you stab the demon. Ah!
Aiming for the eye.
Aiming for the eye. Ah, ow, ow, ow. All right, you stab it in the eye. It laughs at you even as the eye bursts under your blade. And then it says, "Not all of my children have left the building." And then suddenly you hear behind you the squealing sound of small children.
No.
And then you see two of these babies racing towards you as you swing down the blade upon its eye. Okay, Dunstan, what do you want to do? You got a broom. You got a demon face right in front of you. You got demon babies behind you. It's a choice.
I am going to try and jam its lolling tongue back down its throat.
Right. Swab it in. Swab it in. All right. It's just like a cannon. It's just like cleaning a cannon. All right, go for it. Physical roll. Do, do, do. Oh!
I'll spend my fortune point. And
Will you?
re-roll that.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Reroll.
And still
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Even as you jam its tongue down its throat, you hear this high-pitched screaming, squealing sound from behind you, and suddenly you feel this weight on your shoulders and these jagged fingernail claw things sticking into your shoulder as the baby scratches and tears at your flesh. Take
Probably.
a hit, Dunstan.
Sorry, I missed.
Oh, take a hit.
Take a hit, sure.
Yes. As the baby scratches and tears at your flesh from behind. Who's next? Who's next? I think Dr. Mead is
Dr.
next,
Mead,
actually.
yeah.
Who was
All right,
leaping in
Dr.
with their
Mead
sword.
inverts his sword and plunges it in where the heart was,
Oh,
into the
okay.
darkness.
Nice. Roll.
10. Is that good enough?
It's not a 1 or a 2, so it's a good start. Okay. So you jam your blade into it, and he screams, and sort of black visceral matter.
You're feeling
comes-
that?
Yeah, twist. Black visceral matter sort of sprays out of the chest cavity, and you can see Dr. Mead is working the blade side to side. All right. I think that leaves Beatrice
Yes.
and Gabrielle. Sorry, and Gabrielle.
Mhm.
All right, Beatrice, what are you doing?
I've got my scissors, as I said earlier.
You do.
Yep, and there's now blue babies. I'm gonna let them stab the big demon, and I'm gonna stab at one of the blue babies.
Okay, roll.
Fuck those
to
guys. All right, it's physical, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Let's.
I should point out. I think you actually. I don't think
3.
you're- Oh wow. Okay. Wow.
I succeeded.
It would have been funny if you'd taken another wound, thus proving scissors are not the right weapon to fight demons with. But
But
all right.
I've
So
got they're big fabric scissors. They're like
They are.
yeah.
Significant.
okay, so you're jamming these scissors into the baby's face, and it's like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Now, you weren't. Were you attacking the one that was running or the one that was on Dunstan's back?
I think the one that was on Dunstan's back.
Right, so you're levering, you're stabbing at this baby on Dunstan's back, which is a particularly dangerous affair. But
Yeah,
luckily
you know.
for Dunstan, you succeed.
Stab him in the neck.
Sorry about that, Dunstan.
That's okay.
Okay. You feel the baby screech and scream on your back, Dunstan, and it sort of pulls away from your shoulders. At this point, Gabrielle, what do you do?
I'm going to hammer the other blue baby.
Okay, you swing your mighty hammer down upon the other screeching child.
Yeah, 7.
Right, oh, you do. Yes, okay. You
The
smash it
middle
with the hammer.
child.
The middle child. It only counts if you can throw it and it explodes. Okay, which is a great line. And now for the middle child. Click. For those of us who have seen that particular episode of The Tick.
Yes.
The cartoon series, not the live action film. Can I get God, I even have to say the original cartoon series because there have been 2 cartoon series. Anyway, whatever.
Moving on.
Okay. It is my favorite show. All right, so it's a new round. You've stabbed out one of the demon's eyes. You've tried to jam the mop down its throat, which hasn't worked because you were distracted by giant babies scratching and stabbing at you. Can I get it was Thomason. Thomason, what are you doing now?
I'm gonna try and go for the other eye.
Right, double
Go for
bursting.
the eyes, boo. Excellent.
Go for the eyes. Okay, roll, Thomason. You have
Just.
the blade.
Just.
Okay, you leap upon the other face. It goes, do you think I need the pussy? And then you stab it out. All right, its
But I'm
eyes.
feeling particularly spiteful.
Its eyes burst under your blade, and now it is this black, empty, sort of holes in its face where there were eyes, and you're like standing there stabbing at it, stabbing. Okay.
Do I have an idea of who this demon is? It being the sort of thing I do.
Oh, okay. Well, if you would like to make for me a supernatural roll, and do you have a particular skill that's applicable?
Well, I have names as an ability, which is related to
That is indeed applicable.
book that I own that has demon in the name.
Right. Indeed. Make a supernatural roll for me, please.
Okay, so it's going to be D.
Plus upgrade 1, obviously, because
Yeah. So just putting a D8
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
Oh, 7 out of 8.
You might know its name. You're going to ask me what it is.
Is this actually Gorthak the Greedy?
Oh, I think so. Clearly, Gorthak the Greedy. A minor demonic lord.
Excellent.
A minor demonic lord, not one of the major players. Not a Beelzebub.
Right. Okay. Do I know anything about Gorthak? And
he exists to sort of swallow the world.
oh, okay. All
And
right.
so his goal is to kind of create a place, to sort of swallow the world into hell.
Okay. All right. And he's seriously invested in this by
Yeah.
turning himself into a flesh rug.
Yeah, and a portal. He's actually turned
and
himself
a
into
portal. Yes. Okay. All right. What's the baby situation at the moment?
So
What are we up
there
to, actually?
There are 2 babies. One baby has got a pair of scissors jammed into its side and has been levered off Dunstan's back. And the other baby is currently laying sort of slightly stunned on the flesh carpet. Your words, mine. After being smashed into the ground by Gabrielle.
Right.
But anyway, it is actually Dunstan's
Do
turn.
people in turn? Yeah,
Dunstan,
absolutely.
it's over to you, buddy. Are you continuing to try and get that tongue down that throat?
It might help if I try to stuff a baby down it. Just saying.
It could. It could.
Yeah.
So
And so began the sport of baby curling.
So you're going to try and sweep the baby up with the broom and then fling it into the mouth in a kind of...
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. No, that's curling. I want someone to be yelling out sweep while this goes on, by the way. That's all out.
Absolutely.
Sweep! Sweep! Oh, it worked. Okay. All right. There's a whole second of it going sweep, and you got to say it really slowly. Weirdly, it's a very weird thing. And there's furious swabbing. You scoop the baby up with the broom and slam it into the mouth, and it scrabbles, and you're jamming this baby into the mouth. Holding it in. Once again, we see the scene of the baby caught underneath the mop, desperately scrying and moving its arms. And while all of you stand around it and laugh. Oh, maybe not. That's fine. Okay, so yes, baby in mouth with broom holding baby into mouth, I think is the scene we have before us. So Dunstan has disabled a baby and a mouth at the same time. I can no longer do demonic statements. That's right.
Waiting for the voice.
Yes. All right. I think it is now Dr. Mead's turn. That sounds right.
Okay.
So just to be very clear, what we have right now is the following scene. So Thomason is I think basically standing on the forehead of the demon, jamming their knife into both eyes from the back, as it were, so sort of pointing down onto the face. Dunstan has swept the baby up and is now using the broom to jam the baby down the throat of the demon. Gabrielle is standing on one side of the gaping hole where the chest should be, sort of smashing a baby into the ground with a hammer. And Beatrice is kind of standing there with a pair of scissors held in both hands, like kind of shears, going, but where the baby was on the end of this pointy thing as it swept away. And now it's Dr. Mead, who was only seconds ago jamming their blade and working it side to side in the chest cavity.
So is that actually doing anything?
It does seem to be
Apart
hurting
from-
it. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's keep on doing
But you
that
do
then.
wonder whether perhaps the crucifix downstairs might be better. This is your benefit from making your roll.
Mhm. All right.
You know,
I'll be right back.
Dr. Mead is seen running down the hall. Dr. Mead, could you make a physical roll? Because you're
I can.
obviously you're going to be sprinting.
And you know what? One of my mundane possessions is good boots.
Well, that's beautiful,
Nice.
buddy. Good grip on those boots there.
Absolutely. Even with all the slurry and muck.
Nice,
I was about to say
nice.
squelching down the hall.
Oh, no. That slurry and muck let me down the stairs.
Would you like to
badly.
re-roll that with your fortune point?
I would actually. I skidded a bit, but regained.
No, but you regained. So you see, so the rest of you see Dr. Mead go, I'll be right back. And he runs away, leaving you with baby's demons. Okay. But you make good time, Dr. Mead. You sprint across the body and you're out of the room.
Excellent.
Okay. Beatrice.
Yes. No.
That's me, yeah.
Damn, I'm like, I want my turn.
Any second now, Gabrielle. Beatrice, what do you do?
I'm gonna, I guess, start stabbing the demon.
Are you just
want all of this stuff
are you just
gone.
stabbing the roiling flesh with your
Yeah,
with
my
things?
scissors.
You're
Yeah.
not leaping on its face and stabbing some vital organ?
Nah, I'm just
No,
gonna stab.
just stab down.
Yeah.
Just stab down.
It
Okay.
seems to be all over the place right now. I
Okay.
don't know.
All right. There is the second baby.
Oh yeah, there is a second baby. It's being smacked with a hammer.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try and like
Okay.
sniff at it.
And
I
you
don't
can
know.
you can upgrade by one step because the baby is currently, kind of being slammed into the ground with a giant hammer, which makes it
A bit
less
prone.
capable of dodging.
All right.
Make a
Cool.
roll.
Then let
Is it a bit
me-
bouncy though, because it's been jammed into the flesh?
Oh, nice point. Yes.
Yeah, it's a
I think
bouncy
so.
baby boy demon.
Yeah. Blue. Bouncing blue baby boy.
Bouncing blue
Uh,
baby boy.
Oh, no!
Oh!
That's
It
not
reaches
good.
out as you stab towards it and
No.
latches onto your arm with its teeth, gnawing at your flesh. Take another wound.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
You've already taken one, so you've now taken
Yeah,
two.
I'm now at 2.
Your bleeding begins to
Mm.
pool at your feet.
How many wounds can we take?
3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. biting at you. All
I
right,
shouldn't have
Gabrielle.
mentioned it was bouncy.
That's right. That's what set it up. Gabrielle, what are you doing?
I've got to destroy this baby. I'm smashing its skull in.
Okay.
Oh, for God's sake, press the right button. Bye.
You smash it away from Beatrice, whose arm is now torn and bloodied, and you slam it into the ground with the hammer again. It continues to move, though. This thing is resilient. You may recall it took many of you to take the last one down. There was, stabbing and chopping off of heads and various other things were done. All right, it's a new round. So, Thomason, you have stabbed out both eyes of the demon. You are blinded its infernal sight. It can no longer find you in the darkness. What do you want to do?
Well, if it can't talk either because the other baby's been shoved down its throat. So
That's correct. Yes, I thankfully my voice no longer needs to go under the pressure.
Damn, I was hoping to snap
So
it.
I guess I will look around and see that they're still struggling with the other baby and go and
Stab it.
try and stab it.
All right, stab
Keep
away at the baby. Oh! As you stab at the baby, you dislodge it from under the hammer. You push it to one side. It leaps upon you and scratches and tears at your flesh. Take a wound.
Ouch.
Ouch. Okay, Dunstan, you've got the baby held against the mouth, inside the mouth.
I'll try to jam it further down the throat.
Right, just keep pushing. Okay, I will allow you to make a physical roll, but you can upgrade it by 1 step, so it'll go up to the next die, because you do have the baby at a disadvantage, as it were. Yes. You jam that baby further down the throat of the demon. The demon is now starting to choke as the baby is closing off its windpipe. And you've got this baby sort of shoved right in there now. It's like, it's making that noise and trying to cough the baby out, and you're holding it down its throat. And the monster starts writhing underneath this pressure. All right, Dr. Mead, make for me another physical roll, please.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Just find it. D8. 80. Brain, use the shapes. Oh, actually, I need to add my boots to that. Oh, well.
Well, if you need to add your boots. Oh, was that your boots?
Sorry?
Was that with your boots?
No, it was me without my boots.
Reroll. That's
Okay.
fine.
It'll roll a 1 anyway.
It was.
No, it did not. Thank you,
Okay,
boots.
Dr. Mead, you have the crucifix and you're running up the stairs. You can hear a choking, heaving sound coming from inside the room now.
Like a giant cat bringing up a fur ball.
Indeed, just like that. Okay, it's Beatrice's turn. Beatrice, are you going in for another stab?
Fuck, this baby sucks. I mean, yeah.
Is that your roll?
Huh? No, I haven't rolled. Sorry. Let me roll again.
Yeah.
Going back to a D4.
Okay, sure. Makes sense.
Well,
You
Don't
go to
die.
stab it, and the baby leaps from one body onto the other. You all see it latch onto Beatrice's shoulder and neck, and it gnaws at her throat, and there's blood, and Beatrice collapses with this baby tearing at her neck. It's like some sort of child feasting upon the throat of Beatrice. Beatrice, you're bleeding out. It doesn't look good.
no.
All right. And there's blood everywhere as Beatrice is like, get it off me. And she's trying to stab it away. And it's like, it's gone. All right. Gabrielle.
The doctor was here somewhere.
Yeah.
Is there a
Get that
doctor in the
doctor
house?
when we need him.
Yes. I'm going to scream out for the doctor, and also I'm going to attack this bloody baby.
Okay, make a roll
What do I
for
have
me,
to
please.
do? Do I have to like
Swing at it, hit it.
The
Yeah.
demon took my baby.
Yeah. 8.
All right, you
And
smash it with the hammer like a good, if it was 100
Croquet
years
hit.
later, it would be a golf analogy. Yeah, perfect croquet hit. Very good. You smash it aside and asunder. The baby flies into 4 pieces, even as the hammer impacts it, as its body is shattered by the blow, and it is slammed away from the body. But even as that happens, you see that Beatrice, is holding her hand against her throat, trying to stop the bleeding, which is just pooling out from underneath the hand. Right. It is, I think, Thomason's go again.
I will have to step over to Beatrice and attempt to assist her.
Right.
Now that...
Do you have much training in the medical arts, Beatrice?
Oh God, no.
Then that's probably a good sign, because let's face it, you don't want a fucking doctor from the 1500s trying to fix it's a surefire way to die. I'm trained under the mightiest of medicines. Let me just put some excrement on that wound. Is not what you want as a solution. All right, so I will point you all to your favors in case anyone has a favor that might be of use in saving Beatrice's life, including Beatrice. who may have
My favorite is signal.
Probably not. Doesn't sound
Yeah.
You could always signal to the demon that you're willing to make a deal.
My life would. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't want to make a deal with the demon. I don't think that's gonna save me. I think if I make a deal with the demon, I'm just gonna become a horrible flesh monster.
Okay, yeah, no, look, there's a small chance that you're right. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. Could be true. Let me have a look at what Desmond's got going on. Let me check Desmond. Corrode. Okay, that doesn't sound promising, does it?
That'll help.
Make it more brittle. No, that's not helping. Okay, you all are standing around. Make a intellect roll for me, please. It's not really intellect. No, it's physical. Okay, Thomason, make a physical roll for me, please. Doctoring and all. Barbering, actually.
Oh, that's okay. 7.
7. Okay, you tear cloth away from your body and wrap it around Beatrice's throat to slow the bleeding. Beatrice, make a physical roll for me, please.
Oh, good. Yes, because I've got to not fail. I failed that one.
Okay.
Cool.
The blood is pooling through the through the cloth, and just kind of pooling at your neck. You can feel your last beats of your heart pumping slowly as you fade away.
That's
okay,
one
Dr.
falter,
Mead.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, Dunstan. Actually, Dunstan, you don't have to do anything. You can just hold the baby in there now, if that's what you would like to do. It's like, I got that baby right where I want it. Just hold it on. Unless you want to do something to help Beatrice, in which case you would have to unleash the baby.
No, I'll stand here and I'll watch.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Meaningfully eyeing back at the demons, like, guys, I appreciate that one of us is bleeding out, but
Operation Chimney Sweep is going well, though.
I tell you, I can get a shilling for that corpse. Don't throw it away. All right. Dr. Mead, you run up the stairs. You have the crucifix. You can see your friends gathered around the body of Beatrice and the open, gaping wound in the middle of the monster's chest. You have the crucifix drawn from downstairs over your shoulder.
All right. What do I need to do with the crucifix?
You must
Does it just have to go
into the
into the hole?
Into the hole. That's right. Seal it with God.
But what's going on with Beatrice?
Oh, she's bleeding out. Yeah, no, she's dead.
She's actually dead?
Well, you
Or
don't
is she
know.
mostly
I mean, you're a
dead?
trained doctor.
Um,
She's mostly dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm actually going to throw the crucifix over to the hole and
Right,
hopefully
just
land it,
toss it
and then
over there.
attend straight to Beatrix.
Okay. I'm going to reduce your physical dice by 2. Because
All
the
right, we
crucifix
can do this.
is not, a kind of flick thing, it's not built for throwing.
It's all in the wrist.
It's,
Throw it
it's
in
all
over
in the
end.
wrist. Okay.
All right, so we're down to D4.
Okay.
It's all in the wrist. 2.
And it's a 2.
Clang,
right.
clang. Well, it's close to Dunstan at least.
Yeah, it's close to Dunstan. You flick it across. It spins across the open space. It hits, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It hits Beatrice.
What?
It tosses in that general direction. And Beatrice is like, and then this last thing you see, Beatrice, is this giant cross in the sky above you.
Ah,
Oh,
God has
What
come
a
to save you,
God.
Beatrice.
Yeah.
Your soul is saved, Beatrice. And then the last thing you see is this giant cross land on Beatrice.
that wasn't the plan.
All right, Dr. Mead, what is the first thing you say when you realise what has happened?
When she wakes up, she's going to be cross.
All right. Okay. So Thomason, you were wrapping cloth around her, and the last doesn't look like Beatrice is getting out of this one. There's a cross stuck on her chest now. A cross has suddenly appeared above Beatrice. It's almost like God wanted her to go somewhere. Beatrice, your promise of salvation is delivered. Even as you die,
I'm glad. Yep.
you know that you died under the cross.
Yep. Yeah.
Your soul sanctified by God. And
That's right. And I lived my life in service to God.
You did, and this is how you would have wanted to die under the cross. I don't think there's any debate about that whatsoever. Perhaps not quite as literally as it went down, but there it is.
It's a vision from God.
It's a vision from God. God wants me back. All right, Beatrice is dead. We've just officially declared Beatrice dead. Crushed by a cross.
Yep.
Look, these doctors are dangerous.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's what I said earlier.
Actually, you know what? My mannerism is throw things just to cope. As you're wondering.
I'm a bit stressed. I'll throw something. All right. Thomason, what do you do? There's a cross.
Is Gabrielle gone yet?
No.
No. Oh, sorry. My apologies. Gabrielle, what do you want to do?
I think I want to scoop up that cross
Yeah.
and jam it down inside the gaping hole.
Okay, so you lift the cross off the now crushed and dead body of Beatrice.
Beatrice, I'm so sorry.
You pick up the cross and you shove it into the hole, sanctifying this place in the name of God. Okay, can I get a supernatural, please?
Oh, yes, absolutely can.
You can upgrade it. Oh, stop. You can upgrade it by 2 because you have the Holy Cross.
Gosh, so that's gone up to a TT.
And I'm even giving you, extra sanctification for the blood of the innocent that coats it.
Yeah. 8.
Ah, damn, I was so hoping for a 2. All right. All right. Dr. Mead, you see this was all part of God's plan because the cross sanctified in the blood of the infant is jammed. And the blood lights up the cross, and the cross is lit in golden light as God's very presence is felt in the room. And what do we call him? Gorath the Greedy or something like that?
Yeah.
Gorthak the Gluttonous.
Yeah.
I am Gorthak the Gluttonous. Bursts into holy golden flame, and the body burns away, and you all find yourselves standing in this empty space, surrounded by the rotting sort of. Well, actually, no, sorry, no, of course not. I mean, purified. My apologies. No more rotting. You smell the beautiful smell of lilac and lavender in the room, as God's very presence fills the room with light. And there is nothing but a small kind of symbol, a sort of burnt space at one end of the room, obviously some sort of horrific satanic symbol that you all recognize. Some of you write down, and all of you intend to use at some point in the future.
I can only write it in blood on the wall. Yeah, no, not really.
And Beatrice's body, now covered in white clothing, which he wasn't wearing, lying there. What do you do? Dr. Mead, what do you do?
Well, I'll check to see what's going on with Beatrice.
Okay, yeah, no, she's dead. Crushed to death, it turns out. Some sort of blunt force trauma, it's not clear.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
Okay.
I don't know how that happened.
So I don't know what I'm doing actually right now.
He's in shock.
I am in shock. It's like the plan worked, but Beatrice and
I could help dispose of the body if need be.
It's good shillings in that there body, I tell you. At least a shilling.
Yeah. Do I believe that this demon is now gone? Gone?
Yeah, you're pretty sure. Like golden light, the sort of, Beatrice's body being all white. It seems pretty likely that the demon is gone.
Is there anywhere else we need to check? Did this corridor go anywhere?
Yeah, you can go and check some of the other spaces. They are all now without demonic presence, though, so I'll just jump ahead there. You go check the library. There's no sign of the sort of demon there. However, actually, if you go and check the library, what is your response to demonic texts?
Burning.
Demonic texts. Interesting.
Are they shiny?
Are
Burning.
they shiny? They're probably not that shiny in all fairness. They're probably kind of dull black and red.
Well, what else is shiny around there?
I'm just going to make sure that we gather intelligence about the demons and things here and actually look at some of the texts and gather them up and things. Because, well, you need to know these things if you're going to fight evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to be tempted.
No.
Or have anybody else be tempted?
Anybody else? Why, who was tempted before?
All right. So read the shiny question. Read the shiny question. Can I get a intellect roll from you, please?
Okay.
It's got to be behind his portrait.
Nope, nothing shiny.
No. It's not shiny day. All right. So you search the rest of the house, you find the demonic text. It appears you burn it. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Burning is good.
We find his journal and read it. As they always keep a journal.
They do. They do.
Yep.
Actually, in all honesty, there probably isn't a journal. There's just a demonic text. Because he was actually possessed by a demon. It wasn't like a person writing about things that they were doing. He had sold his soul to a demon right at the beginning. He was basically able to control the demon right from the get-go.
Sorry, too much Neverwinter Nights and things to me.
Oh, good old Neverwinter.
Okay, so we're looking around. Are we confident we have taken care of everything?
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find maybe find some consecrated ground for Beatrice.
Yep.
Mhm.
So did the
And,
lady of the house make it out?
Yeah.
She did actually, yes. She did.
Okay.
That's
She had
good.
her own
Straight-
crucifix that she took with her.
Good.
She was pre-prepared with crucifix. All right.
It's one of the benefits of living in a former monastery, I think.
That's right. There's
Better hand.
and there is consecrated ground available if you go looking.
Okay. Well, we're going to bring the whole that big cross thing, the crucifix. Are we leaving that here, or should we just bury it with her, just to be on the safe side?
Yes, it's not concealing evidence at all. Unfortunately, I have a favor that's applicable. I have dirt,
Oh, yes, you do.
so I can sink the corpse and the crucifix
Oh, nice.
into the ground.
Okay, so
Save us some digging.
Excellent.
They sink into the ground underneath you. All right. I think that's it. You have defeated Harlow Hall.
Nice.
Okay,
Oh.
so quick round. So what did we think of the Dee Sanction as a rule set?
Really simple. It's
Yeah.
nice and light. Just very easy to play.
It
Yeah.
certainly didn't get in the
Simple and-
way.
No.
Simple and effective.
Yeah. It was nice.
I quite like the whole having going up or down dice
Mm.
to indicate that you've got a bonus.